on Twitch, and YouTube should be coming up in a second now. So I hope you're having a good week, and that or at least is better than the way mine's going. But for today, I'm trying to have us slow down and just do something creative and fun so that we can get our minds off of life, whatever going on in life right now. I like doing these streams because it... I see my fiance coming in now. What's going on?
Picking up the wrong mic.
Oh no. I was saying earlier, I'm having one of those weeks where everything that can go wrong is going wrong, so here we are. Oh, okay.
Yes, I think you accidentally turned on off fan and power.
Oh, I don't know how I even did that.
The keyboard might have hit it and touched it.
I see. Okay. All right. I'm going to put this further back so that never happens again.
So you can actually...
But...
Okay, I'm going to adjust the mic here.
Okay. Thank you. I have my at-home tech person, basically. Oh my gosh. I feel like these streams would not have worked without him, so thanks, Fault. All right, so we should be set in terms of audio. I do want to have a little bit of music in the background so that we can set the mood. And so as I do that, I will just talk through what we're going to do today. We're going to go through some watercolor. So I have some Ghibli I have some Ghibli designs that I got in this class that I took this past weekend. And Whiskey, Weiskei in Boston ran the class. Absolutely super fun. I've never done watercolor before, and it was a really nice experience to, as a beginner, learn how to make something from scratch. So I'm going to go through some of the things that I learned from that and, well, just share with you so that if you're interested in watercolor too, you can do something similar. And also we can use this time if you're working on another craft. You can do that in the background too, so that we can both have our little creative time. I feel like I always need a space to explore creativity, so hopefully this can be the space for you. So I am going to put some music on, and it's going to be some lo-fi, and we're going to just switch over and do our art stuff. And over the weekend I did Haku from Spirited Away, and I really loved it. It was pretty complicated, to be fair, and he did warn me that that was going to happen. For today we're going to do no face, and I like the no face one especially because he has like a little cup of tea that he's holding, and I feel like that's super cozy and just it makes me happy. And I also have my own cup of tea. So tonight I'm drinking jasmine tea. So if you have a drink that warms anything that you want to bring for the stream too, here's mine. You can grab that and just get comfortable as we do some little creative stuff in the background. Okay, so let me switch us over and we will start our crafting night. I feel like this is definitely something I needed after this week, so I'm excited about this. You did a cat and you somehow made it look uncute and like it was abused. No way! Hold on, I actually have your cat. it definitely does not look abused at all. It looks fluffy and cozy. Where is it? So this is the little cat I vaulted. I think it's cute. His pen for some reason just kept on being finicky. So for the pen that you had, I think you did a really, really good job. So I'll lower the music so it's not too loud. We just want it to be in the background. Let me see if I can find the Haku one that I did too, and I can share that one with you. I did do a little short about it, so if you want a little peek into the process of making these, we're gonna do the same process tonight, but if you want to see what Haku, this is the Haku one that I did, just a lot of different lines, but it was really fun to just practice. So I have a few things that I'll show you in terms of techniques. One second. So there are a few things that we're gonna do. The first item that I have is my new watercolor journal. I love this because it's very portable, and it's actually, you can rip these off too, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave it in here. I'll probably use the first page as like my test, and what I learned was usually with watercolor there are two sides. Like there's one that's a little bit that has some texture, and then the other side is usually soft. This one actually does not have a soft side, so we can we can just use any of the sides, which is nice. And it just absorbs the water, so that's why watercolor paper reacts to the way that it does versus other paper where it just kind of has those little like dents. So first, just the paper. We got this little set of colors from the class, so I'm going to reuse that for tonight for No Face. And the first thing that we did was just like swatched, because in the set the colors kind of look different, and when you actually do like a little swatch, you can tell what the color will look like on your watercolor paper. So just a little tip for you as you get a new watercolor set, like you could do like a little patch like that so that you can see what the colors will actually look like. We're also going to use some, I think it's like carbon paper or something, transfer paper, so that we can outline our no face. This is what our no face looks like, and I'm just going to outline it, and that'll be kind of our drawing for watercolor. If you're really good at drawing or you want to practice your drawing, you can absolutely just find anything online and just like write it out or design it and use that for your watercolor. We're gonna have this is just like a regular printer paper that I'm gonna use to do my transfer. So I think the way that it works is I'm gonna put like this down here, I'm gonna put this on top, and then I'm just going to trace this so that it transfers into the paper. So that, and then I have a little pen that I'm going to use to outline after the fact. You absolutely don't need this, you could just do like regular pencil too. Speaking of which, I do have a pencil so I could trace this, and then I have a watercolor pen. I never even knew this was a thing, to be honest, but this has a reservoir of water kind of built into it, and people who like to do outdoor type of watercolor have this because you don't have to bring like a cup of water. You could just have this is your pen, this is your water reservoir, and it's kind of a 2-for-1, which I think is super cool. So these are our supplies for our little watercolor for the night, and I'll talk you through really quickly some of the techniques that we learned as part of the class. So This one, you literally just take some water and then you go vertically down all the way, so that way you can kind of see how much color you need and how it kind of reacts. So I tried it with different colors, and then this one is just one color that you go down. If you want to have another color that you're kind of blending in, you can go in the other direction and blend in, and you'll see this becomes kind of purple as the colors kind of blend together. Same thing for this one. I did the ginger and the wood. Oop, you can't see that. The ginger and the wood. These two here, ginger and wood blending together. So this is kind of the first one. There are different techniques you can do for blending. This is one of them where you just blend. This is wet on wet. You can also wait for the colors to dry, and that creates kind of a different effect. You can kind of see the other color underneath a little bit, but I think it looks really cool, to be fair. So if you're going for a more, I say, stark palette between the two, then you can do this more dry on dry. This is another example of wet on wet where I started, I think, with the Rubine Red, and that was underneath, and then I just like dabbed some marigold in it, and it kind of just splays out, which I think is really cool. You can also just put water first and then put drops of colors, and again the color kind of spreads out, which I think is amazing. Or you could do the color and then the water. You do end up with this outline, so you can do some like really cool shapes, outline this, or just leave it kind of as a an outline of your design that you're coloring, basically. And if you're going for larger spaces, this was another practice where we just put a lot of color and more water, or let it be a little bit more, let the pen be a little bit more wet, and just used it to color more like bigger spaces basically on the paper. I also use this paper kind of to test out colors, so that's what I'm gonna do with my first page of my watercolor journal. Use it to see how blending different colors, what that looks like basically, so I can get as close-ish as I can to this. We're not trying to be perfect. It's not going to look exactly the same. I'm just here to practice, enjoy the process, and not be a perfectionist. But I will try to test as much as I can. I'm still very much a beginner with this, so however it comes out, we will be happy with the practice and the journey. So that is a little bit of technique for you based on what I learned from the wastegate class in Boston. So if you're in Boston, this is absolutely a great class to check out. But if you're just learning watercolor, I hope this is helpful for you. All right, so let's jump in and do no name. Sorry, no face, not no name. Let's do no face. And if you're doing another type of craft in the background, I just love crafting, so let me know what you're working on. I would love to hear what you're doing. So I'm going to try and do this with the paper in my journal, so I don't take out the paper, but I mean, you can absolutely take it out. I think the one that we did was just on a loose paper, and that was pretty fun too. So up to you if you're doing some watercolor. I do want to make sure that it fits okay on the page. I can't totally tell. I'm trying to center it as much as possible, but again, not being a perfectionist here. All right. So let's do our outline. Oh. Haha, this is the wrong side. Put it like here and then here, I think. Right? Yes. I can't remember 100% what order they go in, but I think this is right. outside when we did this, and I feel like it was much easier to see through the paper, which is funny. I am going back and forth a little bit because it's a little hard to see through the paper, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Gave myself a little bit more light with my phone. So there is a transfer paper too, where it's a little clearer, and I have it in another room, so if I knew that it would be this hard to see through this, I would have probably used that paper. So just another tip for you. Can't really see this one at all, so I am going to do it on the fly. So for the rest, it's so hard to see through the paper that I'm just going to kind of look at it and try to draw it as close as I can. We'll see. Not that great at drawing it, so I'm going to try and make it as close as possible. And we get to practice some of our drawing skills too. It's a 2 for 1. But the class that I took, we were actually outside, and it was much easier to see through the paper outside. So if you want to do something like that, I would definitely recommend just doing the class outside or doing your outline outside. Even though it's not too bad freehanding it. Won't look exactly like the drawing, but that is okay. I will say, I do like drawing in general because I feel like it's very meditative to look at something and you see details that you might otherwise not have seen at all. This one will be the interesting one. Drawing hands is always a challenge for me. That's what all of this is about, just letting go of my perfectionistic tendencies, where it doesn't have to be perfect, where all of it is just some practice. You should see when I do like my large scale drawings, like most of it is just me erasing, to be fair. This looks so funny. I don't think his arms are even at all. It's so funny. Okay, and then we have a little flower that goes here. I wonder if people who learned to draw, is there a side that was easier for you to learn? I feel like doing the right side is always easier for me to do than doing the left side of my drawings. Speaking of which, speaking of right and left. Yeah, this process goes much faster when you're able to see what you're tracing. But if you're looking to practice drawing, this is a good excuse to do that. I will say, I'm still not where I want to be when it comes to drawing, but even when I think about where I was, I don't know, like, I want to say about 6 months ago, I would not have been able to freehand this even close at all. And while this is not perfect, because nothing really is, it's much closer than I would have been before, which is pretty surprising to me. I just need as many outlines as I can for me to be able to paint them. And I think we have enough now. So yeah, if you're not super comfortable with drawing like I am, I think the option of doing tracing paper is definitely the better way to go. So having that carbon paper and then some tracing paper on top of it, so that your hands can be a little bit more even than my no face. I feel like we have enough of an outline. Maybe one last one here to get us going. Not sure what that one is. Righty. Clean this up a little bit, and here we go. Alrighty. And we will be able to do a little bit more outline once we're actually done with painting it. I am just going to try and fix the arms just a little bit. See if I can get that a little closer to what we have with no face. But hands are notoriously hard to do, so I'd have to shift most of it, I think, to this side a little bit. I was a little bit uneven with my sides, so I'll just leave it like this. And then do this for my saucer. I'll just move the arm a little bit this way. There we go. Okay. Arms are still not really even, but we won't worry about that. All beginner style. So let's do some of our painting. So here are colors, and I'm going to do the background first so that we can let it kind of settle after a little while. And I do want to test my two colors before I go directly into the painting. I do also have vaults for colors, so I'm just going to check. Maybe some of his colors might be more aligned to this, but I'm going to test a little bit and just see. So what I learned with this is you want to make it a little bit dry. Ooh, and actually that reminds me, I need some paper towels. That's the last part. One sec, I'm going to go grab that. And you want your paper towels to be able to dry some of your water, and you want it to be dry enough to just have a point. And for my background, I kind of want to test this purple and a little bit of maybe some light blue and see what we get. That's close-ish to purple actually. And you don't, this is actually what I'm doing wrong right now. I'm pressing here. You want to be down here with your, just going to try that a little bit since I have too much water here. I'm going to hold it down here so that you don't accidentally squeeze this. Okay, so I think I like this enough, so I'm going to do that. And this kind of makes me realize that this outline is a little bit off because I don't know where my background starts and ends. So maybe I will do this, there's a flower here somewhere. Alrighty, that helps with the background. You definitely want to make sure that when you're doing your transfer, that it's a little bit more clear where your lines are. That'll help you with the actual painting process. I like it actually. And when you go further down with the same color, it gets a little bit lighter, which is nice. Kind of looks like a sky. Mm-hmm. It's funny because I always think about when I use watercolor actually. I feel like this one is a little bit more aligned to the neutral, to the way that no face looks. I feel like when you do a class versus when you're doing something by yourself, it's always harder to do it by yourself. So I'm definitely curious to see how this will turn out. I feel like it's definitely not as easy without the lines, but I'm curious to see what we end up with. And this will be my first time actually trying to follow something without having someone guide me. I'm just going off of memory of what I learned in the class, which is fun. This song kind of gives me Ghibli vibes. This is where the outline fails me. And what I also learned is if you're trying to erase something, I did it with my fingers, but you can do it with your paper. Do some water. There we go. Mostly. Maybe I will just do this. There we go. Mostly got it out because no face is only within these lines here. This is where he ends. There is a little bit of blending going on because I have two wets together. So when you have two wets, they kind of just blend together. All things I'm learning. I do feel like watercolor is really relaxing though. I also just love that he's holding a cup of tea. Ugh. You know, when I first saw No Face in Spirited Away, I thought that his expression was just neutral. But this is actually making me realize that he kind of has a little smile of an expression. There's a little bit of a mischievousness or something going on with him. There's a little hint of a smile, I want to say, in his expression. Okay, so I'm going to leave this for now so that I don't blend my colors too much, but I'll need a darker one for his hands. There's a little bit of pinkishness here. this pink mug. And we have some green for his tea. Maniacal. You think he looks maniacal? I feel like he looks a little bit mischievous. He's not trying to do anything wrong per se, I don't think. I mean, in the movie he did a lot of things wrong, but I think it's just because he wanted company. I have a soft spot for No Face. Need a little bit more pink in this. Except eating, yeah. That is true. He did do that. Okay. So now I know for my color. I have a little bit too much water going on right now, but I don't want to lose my colors. I'm just going to keep going with it. Fix it a little bit later. I do feel like towards the end of the movie when he like found his place. Let's see how, so I don't spoil it and if someone didn't see it yet, but as he was finding his place, he started getting a little bit calmer, which says a lot. I mean, just looking for somewhere to fit in. Okay, so we are going to put a lot more color so we can darken for his eyes. Now the tricky part, just a little line underneath. Oop. His little smile though, I think is kind of cute. His mischievous smile, or maniacal as you call it, Vault. With like just the tiniest bit of curve in, oops, there we go. And the lips. Okay, so for underneath, I'm going to actually outline it. I think that'll be the easier way of doing it. So now we can go to our leafage. And as I'm looking at the leafage, I do feel like this can be a little bit smaller here. There we go. Even smaller, probably. The thing I like about drawing is you can always adjust as you go, and actually it's better that you adjust as you go, because I always feel like I start off with, and I'm still learning it, but I start off with certain proportions, and then as it kind of evolves, I realized, nope, that's not exactly it, or I don't really like the way that looks, so I just change it. Kind of evolves as we go. But I'm kind of just tapping on the paper towel so that my colors aren't too dark. Sorry, my water's not too high on here. So I think this one's gonna kind of be a mix of colors, and I definitely think this one's a little bit too big too. I think the leafage is a little bit tricky to freehand, but yes, okay, this is much closer. Freehanding anything as a beginner is hard. And then I am gonna just do our little leafage. And I think I'm gonna put some yellow in this to lighten this green a little bit. It's a greenish yellow, they call it. I always try to do the largest parts first and then move to smaller parts later on. And then I also like to, or I actually think it's recommended that you do lighter colors first, and then of course you can put darker ones on top of it. This one's very, very light. I'm gonna use this color. Do you think there we go. Just added a little bit of pink, make it more pinkish. Erase this, just with some water. Add some more green to it. Whoop. I always forget how the blending happens. I'm just going to erase this for now, and I'll just let it dry. Do another flower. Ooh, I didn't finish this leaf over there. That's so funny. Then we have another little flower. Oh, I was squeezing it so the water was threatening to come out. I do like, this makes me feel like a little bit of a Bob Ross type of thing. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. That is the vibe that I'm going for when I do my little drawings or paintings. No mistakes, just happy accidents. Someone said that in our class and it stuck with me. I do love the way that watercolor reacts to things. I feel like it has a little bit of a mind of its own, to be fair. But it helps me not get too attached with how things are supposed to be. Things like this are fun because you can also make it a little bit of your own as you go. I am curious to see what emerald and greenish yellow will give us as a color. I think I like this color. can also do this type of mixing in the top of the tint of color that you have, but I'm not as comfortable with doing that. I like seeing it on the paper, but I'll experiment with it at some point. See what that looks like. I'm doing a little bit of wet on wet with this, so I can darken the color a little bit with this big leaf. And then do this one. Especially with something like watercolor with a mind of its own, I don't get too attached on the outcome and how it's supposed to look, because watercolor will just do what it wants to do, and I do feel like that Bob Ross quote is the best way to think about it. No mistakes, just happy little accidents. I think about it kind of like my curls, where they have a little bit of a mind of their own, so I just let them do what they want, and you end up with something that can be pretty cool at the end. So now that this is dried, I'm just going to go and do a little bit more pink on here. Maybe some red accents. We do have a few others here. It's like a little stem. And these are more purple flowers. I like this royal purple here. So I'll grab that. And there's a little bit of a, oh, this is a little bit of a newer technique, but these kind of bleed into each other, these colors, so I'll let them do that. do feel like watercolor is really peaceful. I think this is one of those creative things that I'm going to keep practicing, because I feel like I always really enjoy doing watercolor things. I think this is only my second time really doing watercolor like this, but oops, I always feel like it's a really enjoyable process. I think last time I had pickle and greenish here. Just want to extend our stem. Okay. So there are some where I could do a little bit more accenting. So I'll go out and do that. I'm really just playing around with it, to be fair. So I'll just play. And then we need to do some yellow for the inside of the flowers. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is blue sapphire. Let's see, royal blue. Do some accents here. Oh, royal blue, royal purple. Because when it dries, it definitely becomes lighter. So I like going back every once in a while and re-accenting. Okay. This is okay. And there are some lines here. Oops. What color disappeared? draw this in pen, which probably would be even easier to be fair. I might still do that afterwards and put more lines on top of it. I think, oh, no, we forgot the arms. We forgot to paint his arms. Oops, need more color there. Maybe I'll take that out. Boop. Erase that. Put more color for his arms. Much darker. And last but not least, we'll do a little middle of here of our flowers. Do that in a light blue. I think those are all of our colors. I wish I remember what I painted the sky, but I do want to add some sky here. Painting. The last part of this, where we get to fix some of our lines, because as a beginner I am still not 100% with the lines between. So actually what helps is the lining part, and you can do that with a pencil or pen. I like doing it in pen because it gives it more of a kind of anime-esque or cartoonish. Well, definitely anime-esque, because the lines are more crisp, but the paper needs to be completely dry, which this one you can't really tell on video, but it's a little shiny still over here, so it's not totally dry. It looks like it's still down here. The trick, I know, is to feel behind, and if it's still very cold, then of course it's not dry. But I can do maybe down here, since down here is dry. Just gives me a little bit cleaner lines than what I had with the watercolor. I can go through and add some of the lines for our little plant here so that it's more visible. I definitely feel like watercolor is one of those. Oh, the song always drowns me out, you say. Okay. It sounds like I need to talk a little louder. And actually, right when you said that, the song just paused. It's funny. Okay. I do get into the zone when it comes to this, so I have a tendency to start talking lower because I just feel like I'm in a meditative state when I'm doing crafts, and I talk a little lower. So thanks for the reminder. Oh, the last couple of songs were high energy. That's fair too. It's a 2-for-1. But yeah, I like tracing things because it gives me a little bit cleaner lines than just having the watercolor, but you don't need to do that. If you like kind of a little bit of a fuzzier vibe or look in your painting, you can leave it too. Like especially for the cup because it has so much white on it. It's helpful to do the lines. It's so funny how wonky he looks when you have one side done and the other side not done yet. I will leave the sky kind of soft so I won't trace many of the background. I like a little bit of a softer look for the sky. And actually doing this outline is one of my favorite parts too, because it's very meditative to trace this. Well, I like the watercolor part too. Just one of those hobbies that I definitely want to practice more. Okay, I think it's all dry. Oop. I didn't want to smudge anything. I think this is all the tracing we'd need for this. Maybe I'll do a line here for the petals so that we can see more of the inside. Here we go. This is our no face. I really like doing watercolor. I think it's one of those things that forces you to enjoy the moment because there's so much that's happening all at once. Like the colors are blending, different tones are changing depending on how you're mixing it. So I really enjoy this process, my little no face. I feel like I want to practice a lot more. There's some things that I want to tweak on it. and some of the blending I think could be a little bit better. I'd also want to experiment also with some of these other processes or techniques, like the wet on wet and then doing water first and then just having color on top. So I'll play around with this a lot more as I go. I like that I have this little notebook, to be fair, because I really want to just go outside, especially in the spring, and just draw outside to see what it will look like to just paint flowers and what's going on. Yeah, getting the right shade is definitely hard. I think it goes back to the not sticking to the outcome type of vibe of watercolor. And also, I'm sure that as you're playing around with it more, and if I did a lot more testing on paper, I would have been able maybe to get a little bit closer to the color. But again, I feel like especially with our hobbies, we don't need to be perfect with any of it, just as long as we're enjoying the process. So this was a fun one. I will switch us over and close us out. Thank you so much for joining another Tranquil Thursday. I hope you enjoy these type of creative streams. The idea is really to just give you a space to either follow along with me and learn something new in a hobby that you're doing, or do your own hobby in the background too, because I want us to explore as much of our creativity as we can. I feel like we can get lost in the shuffle of life so often, so having a space to really dedicate to just exploring hobbies and creativity is always good. I look forward to these streams because this is really just a few hours out of our weeks to really just relax, let go, and try something new. So thank you so much for sticking with me. I will be back on stream on Monday, and I'll be doing the third episode of Life is Strange. Oh my gosh, the last one I was bawling the whole time, so it was an intense one, but I'm curious to see how the story evolves. I will be doing the next Tranquil Thursday next Thursday at 7. I'm not too sure what we're gonna do on that one yet, so open to any ideas that you have on there. I have some pottery things that I could do. I could do some monochrome coloring, or I could do another Lego set type of thing, or some crochet. So if you're interested in any of that or want to have any of that in the background as you do your own crafts, let me know. And yeah, I hope you have a good evening or a great day, depending on the time that you're watching this, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.